Hi, my name is Patrick, and I wanted to make this video to introduce my YouTube channel and myself and talk about my general philosophy on vegetable gardening. Originally, I thought I would do the video outdoors in the garden. However, it is early April, and I live in the Chicago area, and there's really not much happening outdoors yet in the garden. So instead, I thought I'd put together some pictures for you to see of the garden, give you an idea of its size, what I'm growing, etc. To give you a little background on how my approach to gardening has evolved over the years, a few years ago, a neighbor approached me and we started talking about our gardens. And he actually told me that he had stopped gardening, and the reason was because he had read an article entitled something like World's Most Expensive Tomato or something to that effect. And the gist of the article was that the average home gardener spends so much money on fertilizers, soil amendments, garden beds, etc. And they put so much time into it, and if you account for their time as in dollar terms, you end up spending a lot of money to produce a tomato or anything for that matter in your garden. And you could indeed go to Whole Foods and spend a lot less money than you're spending growing it yourself. So at the time, my initial reaction was, so what? I do it because I enjoy it, and really that's all there is to it. But over time, I started to think about it, and I thought, well, can I get the same kind of results I'm getting now? Can I continue to enjoy what I'm doing, but also spend less time and a lot less money? And over the next few years, I have to say, especially in terms of the cost, I've dramatically cut down on the cost to the point where I'm buying next to nothing really. I'm not buying any fertilizer, I'm not buying any soil amendments, not buying compost, I'm not buying rock dust, etc. I have a few simple tools that I use. Probably won't need to expand on that. I save seeds, so I don't have to buy a whole lot of seeds. I'm trying to grow more perennials, so they obviously come up on their own. I let plants go to seed, drop their seed in place, come up again on their own when the time comes. And all that reduces costs a great deal. And one of the things I plan on doing is tracking my expenses in 2013. And we'll just see how little I actually spend on the garden over the course of the year. And I expect it's going to be under $100, but we'll see. It could be quite a bit less than that. And at the time, so far I've spent less than $5 on the garden in 2013. And like I said, I will be doing videos showing all of my expenditures just to give you an idea of how inexpensive it can be. Of course, this is not to say that your soil doesn't need to be improved, nurtured, etc. And I guess my point is that all of the improvements to your soil can be made using free resources and resources that you generate on your own property. So clearly that comes down to compost. My wife and I basically compost all organic material that comes through the house, comes through the yard, all the yard waste, all the food, scraps, etc. We collect a lot of leaves in the fall, and they provide a great deal of compost. In addition to composting, mulching is very important. We try to keep a layer of mulch on the top of the soil all year round, and we'll get grass clippings from neighbors, we'll put leaves down, you name it. Any kind of yard waste that we can get, we put down on the garden as mulch. And a third element to improving the soil that we take is compost teas. And we apply those once every week or two to the garden. And one of the things I failed to mention when I was talking about compost is we also do vermicomposting. And we have several worm bins in the basement. And the worms really handle composting all of the kitchen waste, except for the things that they don't like orange rinds and onion peels and things of that nature, which we'll put outdoors in the compost bins. But that three-pronged approach, composting, mulching, and compost tea, really does everything we need, or everything the soil needs, to be healthy and to thrive and to produce a great garden. And we've had no need now for the past few years to purchase any fertilizer, soil amendments from outside. And again, we will use some free resources, such as coffee grounds from Starbucks. We've put probably hundreds and hundreds of pounds of coffee grounds onto the garden and into the compost bins. Those are used coffee grounds from Starbucks, of course. And wood chips is another free resource that we get from the city we live in. And we've put a lot of wood chips onto the garden over the years. So in the matter of 5 minutes or so here, I've managed to pretty much give away all the secrets that I use in growing vegetables. And I guess the point really is that it's really not that complicated. I think people tend to overcomplicate things. They want to do as much as they can to get the best possible results, when sometimes you end up doing a lot of things that aren't adding to the positive outcome. So my approach is very, very scaled back. I do just a little bit, as little as I possibly can, and still get the great results. And I think the reason is because I'm doing what's important, and I'm not doing what isn't important. So in closing, that's an introduction to what I do, of some of what I do. And I will be making more videos in the future to expand upon it. And if you've made it this far, I appreciate you for listening. And I hope you look for more videos to come. Thank you very much.